ready, fire, aim. It's a saying that is often said with a bit of humor, kind of reflecting back on moments of chaos, right? Things were coming at us so fast, we didn't have time to think or plan. We had to be ready, fire, aim. Implying that, they were quick starts moving forward with the project or initiative before they knew entirely what they were doing. Go and figure it out along the way. Jump and grow wings on the way down. I can think of, 10 different ways to say that off the top of my head, as opposed to its alternative, ready, aim, fire, which at surface level is more logical, right? It implies a little more accuracy, a little more time and energy exhausted on precision. If you're gonna shoot the arrow, it makes sense to know where it's going, right? And while which one of these two phrases is right, in my mind is somewhat context dependent, I'm going to explain to you why the first one has changed my life. The ready, fire, aim approach. To put it simply, it's because in the past, I've been prone to overanalyze, to, over extensively weigh out the pros and cons. And, that's resulted in being paralyzed by options. It creates stagnation, immobility, which is what you don't want, right? The greatest improvements in my life, personally, have been from going before I was ready. The simple idea that you don't have to know, and in fact you won't, but you have to start. And life starts providing you these little pieces of wisdom, these little puzzle pieces to start constructing reality. It's the thought process that, sure, you don't want to go in blind, right? Have a foundation, educate yourself. But the vast majority of the value is going to come from what's learned along the way. Even if on paper you theoretically had all the answers, life's variables are constantly changing. They're transforming what was once truth. The ability to adapt is often, far more important than what you know when you begin. You can watch 300 tutorials on how to put out a YouTube video. Finally, after a month, feel like you have enough info, release one, and ultimately you'll just realize how much doesn't apply to you in your situation. How much falls through the cracks, how much was unforeseen, right? Or you can release it to the world as soon as you possibly can and get 300 videos worth of knowledge by simply doing, going, experiencing, learning in real time. That's where the magic is. I recently put on a retreat for my new project called Levels. And I'd never run a retreat before, right? I knew there would be things that didn't go exactly how I thought they would or weren't perfect. And theoretically, we could have picked a date 6 months out and over-planned and over-considered. But ultimately, chose to pick a date 1 month out, plan the best we could, and start creating momentum, get the process going, start collecting data, learning what works and what didn't. We hedged a little bit. We invited folks that were close to us, that were friends or business acquaintances, but the focus was on getting the ball rolling, and it ended up being an absolutely incredible experience. One of the best weekends of my life. The feedback was just phenomenal. And yeah, the next one will certainly have some changes. There are some things we'll do differently. But we have data, we have experiences, we have earned confidence. You cannot read that or study that. That's info you can only get by walking down the path. There's a ton of value you can get in life by simply looking around and asking, where have I been aiming too long without firing? That's not a place you want to be. We all know this, right? We all know that person that's always talking about what they're going to do, Someday, just you wait, you'll see. It's like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing now? Because two things can be true at once. First, It's true for them. If they don't go, they'll never get there. But second, there are areas in all of our lives where it's true for us. We just have a hard time seeing it. Right? The old parable, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is now. Give life a chance to open up for you. Push hard against the unknown. The most important things you'll ever experience in life will be because of your doing, not your thinking or planning or discussing. And you won't be perfect. Sometimes you'll swing and miss the target altogether. But what you will be able to do is reapproach stronger and wiser. You'll be able to come back more informed and with that edge that will allow you to ultimately succeed. That is how excellence is created. Ready, fire, aim.